I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just Isupk sat in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Just dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Yeah, you know what it is. On 40 for the rapper, Billy man, shit, nigga. They tear their head off, nigga. I bet when Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop to stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, this an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening, is in fact the fifth. If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jacob. From Town War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crack as hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it Young Pay. How you real trigger know them dots, you a bird feeder. Claiming he a demon, what's a demon to a cow leader? When he said something, I ain't hear him, this shit light. It ain't on who got this gun, it's on who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Free shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you won't never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified rubber ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I'm with that hollow son. Yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jake when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
This is Precinct Officer Malter Carr here in Albany, New York. Welcome to the law class. Alright, welcome to the new page that I have. Alright, due to complications with TikTok, we are back and live. We getting started. Brand new page. Alright, so hopefully, 1 second, I just gotta open this real quick. So we will go into what I've been trying to cover for the past couple of weeks. Alright. We are looking at the video that was given to me about the cruelty of palm-colored women to black men during the time of slavery. You understand? We think in today's time that interracial relationships are the thing to do. We think that they have always been, I should say, we think in this time that they are something that is pleasant and it is progressive in terms of what society wants. And I'm here to tell you, we are making a grave mistake, a serious, serious, serious mistake by being integrated. You understand? Let's see. I don't want none of this. I want to exit out of this. I want to nope, definitely don't want that. Salaki, give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out what is going on with this nonsense. Alright, let me try this one more time. So that is who's live. And I cannot join, but it should be showing me live. So let me come back here. This is Albany. There we go, that's what I want right there. Alright. Say shalom. Alright, let's get it in, y'all. So, Lord willing, everything will work out. Alright, I got 2 TikTok pages, you understand? I do not want to send this, but hopefully it will show. I'll get the feedback that I'm looking for. Alright. So, let's get into this class. Alright, we are talking. Let's see if I can switch this around. I want to do mirror. Switch it there. Perfecto. Yeah, there we go. Perfecto. So anyways, let's get it in. Let's talk, let's get back to this class. Let's talk about what is happening per this interracial marriage stuff that's going on. Stuff that we believe to be okay when it actually comes to our detriment. You understand? So, let me bring up this video.
to croissant.
Oh, 1 second. Anybody have any questions, you can type in the chat box. All right, let's see. Give me 1 second. Chill with the commercials, will y'all? So as I continue on, I want to open the floor for anyone who might have any questions. All right, as I get my stuff set up, anyone who has any questions about who we are, what we do, why we talk about the stuff that we do, anything Bible related, you can drop it in the chat box. All right, it is an open floor for all types of questions.
They were told who to.
So I want to pause that, and I just want to get into these articles now. Make sure everything's working. All right. So what we've been covering for the past couple of weeks is a video that was given to me. And the video, the title of the video is "The Untold Abuse of Black Male Slaves by European Women," YT women. All right. Now, why is that important? Because we think in this day and time, because interracial relationships is splitting through the seams or cracking through the seams as it seems, right? That's how it appears. It is not anything new. You understand? We're in a time when black men and black women give their bodies up willingly, not understanding the history of why we do it in the first place. I'd be the first to tell you that nothing is progressive about people from different racial backgrounds coming together and being united through marriage, through relationships, through being a boyfriend and girlfriend. That is not progressive. You understand? What it does is it puts us 10 steps back. You understand? Again, we marvel at the fact that we see, interracial relationships, and we think that it is progressive. But as we go through this video, you'll come to learn that giving your body to another race of people is completely just wrong and off. And God, and secondly, God does not subscribe to it, right? But more importantly, we shouldn't do it because of the history behind us being forced into being unconsensual intimacy. You understand? There was a time when it was forced upon us, and if we did not comply, we lost our lives in the process. That's what would happen. So I'm going to play a little bit more to this video. Again, I'll do commentary every once in a while about the video, but I really want to use the precepts to explain why we talk the way that we talk, why we bring up the issues that we bring up, so that you can have a firm understanding about knowing that you're learning the truth from us. All right. So check this out.
Told who to sleep with and when. No choice was given, and no regard was paid to the relationships or feelings of the men involved. It was another form of sexual exploitation, one masked as plantation management. Enslaved men endured these violations in isolation. They could not speak of it without risking death, but their silence was not consent. Their survival was not submission. Every day they bore these experiences in silence was a quiet act of resistance, choosing to live, to endure, to protect what little of themselves they still controlled. The men who endured slavery bore more than chains on their bodies. Many carried wounds that could not be seen, wounds left by years of violence, sexual coercion, and humiliation. The abuse they experienced at the hands of white women inflicted not only physical pain, but deep psychological suffering.
Now again, the video is talking about what YT women did to black male slaves. You understand? While we out here being athletes and entertainers and making all this money, and then instead of marrying a sister from our nation, we take on a wife from another person, from another nation, from another race of people. You understand? You'd have to understand that when a white tea woman pursues a black man, it's not because of love. You understand? She's coming back to reclaim what she had in her past life. Now, why am I saying past life? Because the Bible talks about reincarnation or regeneration, right? And the regeneration, what that means is when you pass away, you come back into the earth by being born back into the earth again. Many of us have been here many times before. The Bible says we have no recollection of the past, and we have no idea what the future holds. The Lord doesn't give us that information, but the one takeaway is that we have been here many times over. You understand? And with that said, we have been violated many times over. You think about how much time has passed, between the 1800s or even pre-1800s up into 1865, when black people were supposedly freed from our enslavement. You understand? What was life like for the average black man or black woman or black child? You understand? What was life like for us? It was horrible. There's nothing progressive about this intersectionality between, black and Europeans. There's nothing miraculous about it. You understand? It destroys us in the process. We have to wake up from this nightmare. We have to learn from people such as who just got jammed up. Oh, Shannon Sharp. You understand? Shannon Sharp thought he was doing a damn thing. Shannon Sharp was out here fumbling the bag, dealing with women from different nations, thinking that he was winning, when he didn't realize that that's what they did to us pre the 1800s. You understand? They were jamming us up. So Water Alfonso, I appreciate it. Let's keep going on with the video.
Suffering. And still, many of these men found ways to survive. Their endurance became a quiet act of defiance in a world built to crush them. When a man is stripped of control over his own life, his own movements, and his own body, the damage reaches far beyond the skin. Being whipped by a woman who could sell you with a word made survival feel like an ongoing calculation. Men who were once strong in spirit were often reduced to silence, afraid that a wrong word or glance might bring more punishment. One of the cruelest effects of the abuse was the erosion of self-worth. A man who had to bow, speak softly, and endure humiliation at the hands of a mistress knew that his identity as a man had been taken from him. He could not defend himself. He could not protect his family. He could not say no. That kind of powerlessness broke many. And for those who managed to hold on, the cost was often hidden behind quiet eyes and tired hands. Sexual abuse brought a different kind of silence. Few enslaved men ever spoke of being touched or used by white women. The danger of speaking out was too great, and the shame too heavy. A man who was forced into bed by his owner could not tell his wife. He could not speak to his brothers. There was no one to listen and nowhere to place the pain. So he carried it. Some buried it so deeply that it showed only in the way they walked, the way they sat alone, or the way they kept their eyes low. The fear of being accused of something he did not do added another layer of suffering. A white woman's word had the power to end a man's life. One false claim could lead to a beating.
Look, we just saw that with Shannon Sharp. You understand? She was complicit. She complied with whatever Shannon Sharp wanted her to do. Shannon Sharp didn't realize that he was being set up for the slaughter. This young girl made more money than Shannon Sharp made in his entire time in the NFL. He only made $22 million. She ended up getting $23 million. And because she cried the victim, she played the victim role, what happened? She landed the bag. So much so that she said she was leaving OnlyFans. You know how crazy that is? Shannon Sharp had a daughter that was getting married. No sweat. Come on. She claimed she went and cried the victim role and walked away with the bag, which so many women do. Tiger Woods didn't learn. Bill Cosby didn't learn. So many countless black men and black women, we do not learn our lesson when it comes to what? Dealing with someone from another nation. When you see situations like this, the Lord is warning us of what will happen if we disobey His rules. His rules are not hard. He says, my laws are not grievous, meaning they are not too hard to follow. But because we are filled with lust, and those demons are what control us, we keep doing things that we should not do. And thus we get jammed up. Give me 1 second. I want to open up this precept about how when you lay down with someone, that says that you are now man and wife. You understand? You now belong to that man, and vice versa. Give me 1 second. You know, that type of embarrassment. Let's see. Let's try. Oops. Nope, not that one. Hold on 1 second. There we go. So I will answer that question in just a second. When we see people like Shannon Sharp and Bill Cosby get jammed up because they are dealing with a woman from another nation, that is God trying to warn us about what we're doing as being wrong. Right? And what should we learn? That we should not follow in the footsteps of people like Bill Cosby. You understand? Shannon Sharp and any other brother or sister who's gotten jammed up. You understand? We keep our oppressor rich. Now during slave times, you understand, we kept these YT women rich. And as I say, because reincarnation is real, they come back to reclaim their slaves. You understand? There was a time when we resisted. Now we just comply. We think it's a flex to carry a woman from another nation on our arm. Let me tell you something. We as a black and brown community struggle because we don't keep those resources in-house. You understand? When you marry another nation, you keep adding to a people who have everything. The question is when are we going to stop giving our resources away? When are we going to learn? The Lord said, don't take a wife from another nation. The Lord looks at them as being strange fruit. While we in here fighting back and forth about who's going to take care of who and whether or not you can afford to take me out to dinner and you got my nails. Well, look, that 20-year-old broad is set for life. Now, don't be surprised if she spends all the money, then tries to come back for double dipping into Shannon Sharp's pockets. Or She'll go to a new athlete. She don't have to go back to Shannon Sharp. She'll go find another sucker and take him to the bank too, because we don't want to learn our lesson. You understand? The Bible says that intimacy, you understand, between a man and a woman, when they lay down, that is marriage. And I'm going to read it to you. If you don't have your scriptures, you want to open up the scriptures. All right? To the book of Exodus 22:16. And we're going to talk about what marriage is per the Bible. Now, we have all grown up going to a church and having a pastor, a minister, a reverend, or someone in authority within a church who now grants that man and woman to now be married, right? But the marriage happened the first night that the two decide to lay down. You understand? Anybody out there hooking up for the first time with someone that they met in the club, you have now married that person. But guess what? When you divorce that person, the Most High gets upset. You understand? The Lord said he hates the putting away. And so in this hookup culture, what is happening? We are marrying and unmarrying. Marrying and unmarrying. We are committing adultery. You understand? We are committing fornication. We are doing things that we should not be doing. And then, to make matters worse, what else is happening? You have some men who are laying down with a woman who is already spoken for. When the Bible says you should not covet another man's wife or his house or anything that that man has, that is a sin. Right? That's what the Bible says. It says that it is a sin. It is unlawful to do those things. Right? So when we read Exodus 22:16, this is what the Lord says, what pertains to what is and is not marriage. All right? Now, I'm going to hit on 4 different precepts, right? Because first we have to define what marriage is. But it extends beyond just that one man and one woman. And I'll cover that as we go on, right? In Exodus 22:16, it says, and if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. Right? So let's write it down. So it says, if a man entice a woman, what does it mean to entice? It means to spit game. You understand? You in the club, you see some shorty that you like, you are finding ways to get her attention. You understand? Whether you are playing it cool and you just in there making eye contact, or maybe perhaps you just bold enough to just walk up and just spit whatever game you need. Right? But the enticement is you letting her know that you are interested through the act of conversation, through the act of flirting, through the act of touching her hand, whatever you need to do to get her to focus on you. Right? That is the act of enticement. And it says that is not betrothed. What does betrothed mean? Meaning she is not courting someone. You understand? Shalom out, Yahweh, what's going on? It's talking about someone who is not being courted, someone who is not being spoken for. You understand? This is a woman who is completely free. And now, through courtship, you can now spend the time learning, getting to know one another. You can now decide whether or not this person is worth your time or not. You understand? You can avoid a lot of issues by not laying down with the wrong person. Because over the course of 6 months, a year, you get used to each other's personalities. You can get the butterflies out of your system. Because once the butterflies begin to fade, well, now reality kicks in. And now you have to determine if you like this person or you don't. It's as simple as that. Right? It says, and lie with her. That lying down is that magic moment. You understand? Just like that song, this magic moment. You understand? Like that's what it's talking about. The time when the doggone birds and bees are flying in the sky. When you feel Cupid strike you with that bow and arrow. Now you on the Mile High Club. Now it's time to get it in. It's time for the lovemaking portion of things, right? Which is supposed to be a beautiful thing, right? It says after you had laid down with her, it now says he shall surely endow her to be his wife, which means she is spoken for. She is taken. She is off the market. She is off limits. Now, in the perfect world, that's how it would happen. But we don't live in a perfect world. We live in a world of full-fledged confusion. Full-fledged confusion. You understand? Let's back it up and revisit it. But let's flip the script. Let's talk about how we screw it up. Let's talk about how we mess the marriage up. And why God has the permission to be upset with us for not following his rules, for not keeping his law, statutes, and commandments, which are easy to keep. Let's find out what happens when we don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Right? So let's rewind selector. Let's start from the beginning. In Exodus 22:16 it says, and if a man entice a maid. Now again, we are talking about the act of spitting game. You see someone you like, you are interested and you want to make things happen. You want to spend more time with this person. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a double agenda. The double agenda is when you are just talking to this person because you just want to hit it off. Your intentions are not to stay with this person. Your intentions are to what? Hit it and quit it. You understand? This is where we go wrong. They just said in a video that I found yesterday, they said that I'm trying to make sure I use words that don't get me flagged by TikTok. They said that the VD, those things that get into your system because you are not strapping it up, you are not wrapping it up, you in there ODBing, hitting it raw. They said the HIV rate in Houston, Texas is off the chain. You understand? This is what they said. Matter of fact, let me get the doggone. Let me see if I can get the video. Hold on one second. If I can even get it. Hold on one second. I want to get the video so that you can hear it for yourself. So that you can understand the mistakes that we make in this hookup culture and how it is destroying us. Give me 1 second. Hopefully this works. There we go. Let's get it on and popping. Oh no. Oh dude, come on. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Let's see, make sure I'm on the right. I gotta make sure I'm on the right one. What I want to share is how, I forgot if it was a brother or a sister, but one of them was breaking it down saying, if you move to Houston, Texas, make sure you move there with, you know, your partner, someone that you're currently with. Because they said the likelihood of you catching something is extremely high. Like the probability of catching something is extremely high. You understand? And if you happen to dodge a bullet, then count yourself lucky. But the I don't know why this phone. Yep, I do want to scan. Let me try this one more time. There we go. Open. So continue. And like I said, hopefully I can find a video because I want you to hear for yourself. Continue. Allow. There we go. All right. Let me see if I can find this video so you can hear what this person had to say. And I want to stress this because we don't realize that through all this loose freedom, free will that we think we have, how we are being punished for our transgressions. The Lord is not playing with us. The Lord is not playing. Let me see where we at. Liz. See this. Let's see. I think it might be this one. Let's see. I hope I saved it over here. See, nope. Black love baddies, never attracted. No. Black women. Oh man. Oh shit. Let me try it this way. Let's see that. I want history. Let's see. Clapping it up. See this. If I can't find it, I'll just have to explain it. I prefer to find a video, let the brother or the sister speak for themselves. I probably can't find it now. I might have to sideline this because I don't know how far my history goes. Sick. See, 40s. Where's the Houston one? I need the Houston story. I feel like I'm close. Not that. Shoot. I don't know, I may have to pass on it. I thought I would be able to find it. no luck. Key. See. Oh no. Whatever. Let me just get back to the class because I don't think I can find it. So, anyways, the video that I found, whoever was doing the commentating spoke to the HIV rate in Houston, Texas, and said it is off the chain. You understand? And if you are coming to party, the likelihood of you catching something is extremely high. It is extremely high. You understand? And rightfully so, because the Lord hates that. The Lord does not appreciate it and thinks that it is disgusting when we do such a thing. Right? And so you would think, in my mind, you would think with the rates spreading at so high, you would think that we would pull back and use some common sense and think that it is dangerous playing Russian roulette with your life, with your body, all in the guise of just hooking up, right? Which is why the Lord said that if you entice a woman, you understand, if you entice a woman, hold on. It says if a man entice a woman that is not betrothed, if you talk to a woman who is not being spoken for, someone who is not currently courting, someone who is not currently dating, someone who is not married, and then when you lie with her, she can become your wife. But again, we like to twist the rules. We like to bend it any which way that favors us, right? So when we end up bending the rules, what happens? We end up paying the penalty. You understand? We get fined with something that we can't rid ourselves of. And eventually that thing takes our lives. It takes our life. Now we have to get buried in the ground, and all we are is a memory to be remembered. You understand? The Lord doesn't want you talking a spitting game. You understand? Just to lie down with someone, just to quit it, or to lie down with someone who's already spoken for. You understand? When you do those things, again, you anger the Lord. And now the Lord has to enact vengeance on you. Why? Because you've done something that you shouldn't have done. Right? The Lord makes the act of laying down extremely important. But we treat it like it's a small thing when it's actually a huge thing. It's extremely huge. We don't have any responsibility or respect for another person's body, let alone ourselves. So now that we are acting like the people who oppressed us, they may not be punished for doing things that God deems unlawful. But the Lord punishes us. We're seeing the results of it every single day. Every single day we see the results of our actions. And we can't blame anyone for ourselves. No matter how much influence is put in front of us via music videos, television, movies themselves, commercials, you still have to have some sense of discipline. You just can't be a loose cannon and doing what you want to do. Right? Again, it says if a man entice a maid, a young woman, someone who's tender and young, the Bible talks about getting married young. What has happened to our sisters? Well, they have been bamboozled and tricked into pursuing education and putting their careers above having a family. And now that a lot of these sisters are entering between the ages of 35 and 50, they are now regretting not having started a family. They regret it now because you can't undo what has been done. Like, we got it messed up for a myriad of reasons. And we are definitely destroyed as a people. Our bodies were being used for recreational purposes by the people who oppressed us. So when we talk about this whole concept of interracial relationships, boy, have we come a long way. In the worst possible way. We haven't made any progress. We've made zero to no progress. We look at the whole concept of lying down one another as just something to fulfill our needs, just to fulfill our wants. Our oppressor has turned our women into tricks and pigeons and chickens and everything negative underneath the sun, right? But let's go back to this video and listen to other things that have happened to us at the hands of the people who oppressed us. You gonna hit me with the 45 seconds? Hold on 1 second. Any other questions? Any other questions while I wait for this commercial to pass? Goodness. Let me go back to this. Marriage. Marriage. Now, what are other forms of marriage per the scriptures? 1 second. Let's see. Marriage. All right. In Exodus, let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter. Let's see, Exodus. Chapter 21, 10.